Welcome back to the garage team. How's it going? I hope you're doing fantastic in here. You got a smile right here, and that you're feeling good right here. And if that's the case, you know what to do. You pass that on and help the next person feel just as good as you are. Now in this video, we're gonna be tackling brakes. Brakes on the BMW 128i. So let's grab our tools and get started. Let's start by taking this clip off. Like that. There you go. Just remember how you took it off, that's how you're gonna put it back on. Both of these hooks go in here, and then these legs hold the caliper on this side. Now that you've taken that off, rotate the entire assembly so you have more room to work with towards you, like so. You can do it by hand like I just did, or you can turn your steering wheel inside the car. Remove the rubber caps like so. And then there's gonna be two hex 7s here. Go ahead and remove those. That will remove the retaining front piece of this caliper right here. Once those are all the way backed out, you're going to find where your disc is, your rotor, because we don't want to damage that. We're not going to be replacing that. And if you are going to be replacing that, then you can be a little bit more carefree. But for right now, I'm gonna find where my caliper is, which is gonna be right here. So I'm going to pry the piston in. I'm going to compress the piston by using either your screwdriver or your little tool here like I have. And you want to pry against the body of the caliper, not against your brake disc, your brake rotor. And I am prying directly on the brake pad because I'm gonna be replacing the brake pad. So I don't really care if it gets damaged. That should be enough. Once that's done, this whole first part of the assembly should come off right here. You're gonna see you have one pad here. You just take that off. And then this one has a spring-like mechanism that connects the pad to the piston of your caliper. You should be able to just pull it out by hand. If it's too difficult, just use a prying tool. And then that's out. This piston has to be compressed all the way in order for the new pads to sit. And I totally forgot to show you this, so let me put this back in here. This is the old pad that I'm just putting back in here. I like using the old pad and then just grabbing, again, your screwdriver or whatever tool you have, and compressing the piston that way. This is pretty much compressed all the way, and that's also why you took the cap off of the brake fluid reservoir, so you have some room for that fluid to expand. With the piston compressed all the way, I'm gonna grab the new pad. So again, it has this little mechanism on the back of it. These two arms are going to close up slightly to go into the opening of the piston. And hopefully, it should be a matter of pushing it in. There we go. You want to add a little bit of lubricant to this right here. Do it to both sides. Hopefully you won't have too much screeching as these pads are seating. And you're gonna do the same thing to the other pad. You're gonna take the brake pad that faces the outside of the vehicle. You're gonna seat that right there, okay? It's only really one way it goes. And then as long as you have compressed the caliper, the piston all the way, this should be able to just slide in. Make sure that the hex 7 that you unscrewed earlier, that you loosened, make sure that they're all the way out. Make sure to drive them all the way out, otherwise that stud is gonna hit and you won't be able to place this piece of the caliper. You won't be able to put it in place because that's gonna be in the way. With that said, once you set it like that, that's the first thing you wanna do. You wanna grab those H7s and start driving them back in. Honestly, I don't actually know the torque specs for these, but tight is tight. After you tighten the two hex 7s on the back, go ahead and put that little plastic cap on both the top and the bottom one. Okay, so when you're done with that, we're gonna talk about this clip, right? Now, guys, I am not saying I'm a genius. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all, but what I am saying is put this leg right here, put this other leg right here, angle the clip as much as you can, right? Like so. Grab your tool. Boom. Again, I'm not saying I'm a genius, but that's pretty G. I'm over at the rear now. The rear is so similar to the front that I just want to show you briefly. All the parts are the same, the clip is the same, the H7s on the back are the same, the caliper comes off the same, the way that the pads go onto the caliper are the same. So I just wanted to show you because here I actually haven't broken the brake pad sensor right there. So in order to get that out, just grab it with some pliers, I would say, with a tight enough grip, but not too tight that you crack it, and then just wiggle it back and forth as you pull out. You're trying to pull out this way. There it is. Actually, the most difficult part of this one for me was getting off this rear clip. It's smaller, so it kind of somehow feels like it's tighter. Probably it's not, but once you get it out, it actually went back on with my bare hands. Once you do enough of that, that should come off. This pad comes out. And the same procedure before you even take this one off. Grab on here. That should be all the way. Brake pad comes off. Same type of mechanism, just slightly different. Again, if you compress the caliper all the way, this should just go on like that. Tighten the H7s on the back. And after you finish tightening the rear H7, you put the clip back on, which surprisingly goes on with your hands. No tools needed. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much. I hope that this has helped you in some way. I hope you found some value from this video. If that's the case, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, leave a comment down below. And if you're a pro, then this is probably very basic to you, but it's still hopefully a good refresher. Now, brake bedding, should you do it? What is it? Brake bedding is basically the procedure that you have to do after you install brakes to transfer material from the brand new brake pad onto your brand new rotor. Usually you change your brake pads and your rotors hopefully at the same time. I didn't do it this time. And honestly, I haven't really ever done brake bedding before in that methodical way of doing it, but I've always used kind of like the common sense that I've acquired throughout the years. Definitely something worth Googling if you've never heard of it, and then leave me a comment down below and let me know how that went for you if you bedded your brakes. Be good to each other. I'll see you on the next video.